doesn't care about silence at all.
Yeah. So I was already thinking Lifestealer was seemingly in that pot if he had his rage up beforehand. But a hero like a lone druid, now they've got huge amounts of, like, even initiation. You think, oh, I'm cool. It's like it's just a bear next to me. It's not as though he's gonna all of a sudden Lifestealer, and you're like, what do I really do from here?
Yeah, a lot of Nake's bombs so far. Every single hero so far is a good Nake's bomb opportunity. Even Chen summoning creeps, still a possibility for a Nake's bomb. So, Alliance.
One random Wild Wing. Oh, I think I get some free farm. And all of a sudden, surprise, mother.
Yep, it's a rough life.
I really wish I could finish that sentence because it's just so damn good. I don't know why it's also in the back of my mind.
You need a deeper voice for it too.
Surprise, mother.
The Clockwork Band was smart. Clockwork Band was smart. Strong initiator, and they wanted a Lifestealer. Clockwork, good counter to the Lifestealer, and is good initiation for the Silencer follow-up. Right?
Yeah, but Doombringer is wonderful against the Lifestealer.
True, but Lone Druid is still there. That is still a big issue.
Lone Druid is going to tear that Doombringer apart if he gets a good start.
Lone Druid does not care about any of these heroes up for Virtus.Pro and it's an Admiral Bulldog and Lone Druid.
Oh, Loader. I like when this man stays focused. Even though he's like booking cabs for Kelly who's stuck at the airport, he still gets that Slider ban as the last one. With that Slider pickup, it's 100% right what they would have done. It would be an aggro try with the Dazzle Silencer and Slider together. They would have looked for an opening, Invoker would have had Sunstrike up and running, and Doombringer will play one-on-one with a Lone Druid. Now, obviously not the best matchup in the world, but if he can be defensive enough and just devour, and get a decent creep aura at the start, then he would have potential just to tank up that lane and be okay in it. But that VP lane on the bottom would have just destroyed Alliance. They'll need something else that can do a similar job. As Windranger comes in, so we get the greediest hero of all in the hands of EGM. This is a hero who, if they get an early tower or first blood in the hands of Windranger, he just rushes Orchid. And this is going to be his main focus, Silencer. Silencer or Dazzle. If he can catch out the Invoker, he'll have a crack at it as well. But that Windranger is going to cause a lot of havoc inside teamfights of VP. Especially considering you've got two heroes that might pick up a BKB, Invoker and Doombringer.
Bench aggressive lane.
Yeah, but this can be dodged. This can be dodged so easily. And I really think that's exactly what Alliance is going to do. They're just going to run the Lone Druid on the bottom lane. Let the bear try and do some nice pulls and pull the aggro back to almost the tier 2 tower if possible. I
do agree, like Virtus.Pro had to do something kind of drastic here because I really felt winning this draft. For the first 4 from each side, I look at that, I'm like, absolutely, Alliance, 100%. Now there's a possibility of an early upset with an aggressive tri lane if they're able to lock down. Now the problem for me is, how are they...
Sorry, go on. Sorry, I'm unlaning for Alliance in my head.
Okay, so how are we going to be able to actually get that stun from Illidan off on the Lifestealer? It's an issue because he can just rage up. We have no instant stun coming out. Yeah, so this is not necessarily the biggest kill lane, but it is a lot of harassment with 3 different range heroes coming out, and that Vengeful Spirit aura very, very strong. However, they're not going for it, and Silencer is going to be a core here, so they're getting really greedy. Okay, oh no, I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention to who was playing what.
Yeah, it's still Illidan on that VS, man. This VS is still farming up, but what I think they're going to try and do is... Well, I was going to say switch the lanes, but I've still got Sergey coming towards the middle lane with another Talisman and 2 shared tangos. And sorry, I still, to this day, I don't know why I call him Sergey by his real name. But this is what happens. But yeah, this lane up on top, I think they're trying to work out to see if Alliance are dodging. Because in my mind, if I was Alliance, I'd look at this and say, screw this. I'm gonna switch the lanes up. I'll put Batrider and EGM on the bottom lane with Arcade. I'd try and run a Suicidal off lane with a Lifestealer, and then push Lone Druid into the middle lane up against the Invoker. This was in the back of my mind how I'd see this switching up. But with a switch up like this, they basically cripple every single lane, and the bear just scouted out VPR. Now, already the movement's coming. EGM and RK.
The battle begins.
I don't know if EGM is going to sit here with that Bulldog up on the top lane, because he's not like an Earthshaker babysitter. He's not going to be throwing out a fissure to save his teammate's life. Yeah, right now
It's similar to the Wind Ranger that we saw earlier.
I thought Mind Games.
Yeah.
But Mind Games not present. And RSI is just going to screw it and go jungle.
Yeah, I had the idea of possibly making Silencer a core and having Doom full-time in that jungle. But that would still leave God somewhere out. That's where my mind was going. It's just like, if you're not running an aggressive tri-lane, I don't really see a Vengeful Spirit being good enough. Like, Vengeful Spirit is a good carry versus Lifestealer. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's good swap, like stun, all these sort of things are really, really early mid-game aggression. But I really don't see them being able to pull this off against Alliance, because they're going to take an early tower lead against you. It's just inevitable, whether it's Bulldog or the Chen. Ake or Bulldog, one of them will get a tower away from you, and that sort of gold will begin to snowball against you. And I'm not convinced that Virtus.Pro, that Vengeful Spirit is really going to be good enough to be able to end this game before you get into full rat or full push from Alliance.
I'm 100% in agreement with you, man. If they get like 3 different kills over here in Admiral Bulldog, then maybe I'll be like, yeah, VS gonna rotate in nicely in his build. And then they'll find that DPS, and they'll find the action time. But in the meantime, they're almost begging Loader to go straight in for a Midas on this bottom lane and say, screw it. Like, Alliance have this late game. There's no contesting that whatsoever. They have the jump initiation, they have the potential to do split pushing. They've just got so many different things available to them right now. And the Alliance feel pressured at all. And what are they going to do? Like, where's your initiation coming out from VP? No. It's similar to our last game. Like, there's no jump in, there's no clockwork hook in, there's no Bat Rider. You got Global Silence, that's great, but it's a counter initiator in this. VS Swap, you can't count as initiation until you hit level 11. And by that point, you're going to have Lone Drill with good items, Lifestealer, Wind Ranger, everybody. You'll probably have maybe even 2 levels up in Hand of God, as well as having a mech over on Arke. Like, he's just sitting there farming up what appears to have been a triple stack. So he's about to crack his level 4 just by sitting in a corner. Yeah, now
these kind of Enchantress and Chen actually can pick up the fastest levels by doing this. We saw Aoi doing this as well. The Radiant Jungle is really, really good because you can stack up both hard camps if you use your creeps effectively. And right now, actually, EGM, interesting play. Did you see that?
No,
I think he just got a pull straight from the hard camp. He ate through this little line, I believe, and pulled the creeps, the hard camp creeps down, and he went directly from the easy camp into the hard camp. It's a really interesting play. Normally, we get them to the hard camp.
He even denies them off on the way back because the camp just respawned. Obviously not intentional.
Yeah, normally we see like they get to the hard camp through a triple pull, where you go from easy camp to medium camp to hard camp, and you get a lot of experience that way.
You go that way, and then you go that way.
It's very, I've tried that before. It's kind of hard to actually get that timing right for the hard camp to easy camp like that. The distance is very, very, you have to be precise with your timing when you do that.
Not to mention, then you also got to take the aggro when you cut through the tree line. It's like with range creeps, it will be a little bit more like easier to do it.
Did you notice, by the way, that we have, I was praising earlier S4 and his play up against the Invoker? Yeah, or as the Invoker up against the Bat Rider. Now the shoe is on the other foot. It's God facing up against S4's Bat Rider.
But you see the difference in it right now. It's 18-3 to 13-3. Because the difference is, basically, S4 got a big advantage during his early point of that laning in the last game. And that was because God tried to really overcommit on him. Like, he fireflied in with 7 napalm stacks up, thought, I got a kill, but the cold snap really just held him away from the from S4's Invoker. This time around, S4's been able to dictate this a lot better. He now also picks up an Invis rune as he approaches level 6, and he's about to get burst gold because the bottom tier 1 tower is dead. This is what we were talking about as well. Like, there's no way VP can be prepared in time to deal with this, and also it looks like we're bang on the money. Loader just goes, screw it.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Midas.
attack.
He's got the recipe coming out in the courier right now. And this chain creep is what's allowed this to happen. In fact, RK, he Centaur stomps it up. He's managed to take out 2 creep waves on this bottom lane so far, keep him almost completely occupied. Oh, that power shot. EGM just screwed it. The EGM just screwed it.
Screwed the pooch on that one. Well, they should still be able to take this tier 2. They're just going to take a little aggro.
Yeah, what's Doombringer going to do? He's level 5 with 3 points to Valor. Good luck he can't even like force it out. And they lose fortification, rage from Loader, and then they're going to back themselves up.
Bottom tower has fallen.
For some reason, wait, where's our courier gone?
Well, Lifestealer doesn't have to back up. He has nothing to fear. He's about to pick up level 6 once he has that infest. Like, there's nothing that can come forward and kill him, so he can farm aggressively. 2 supports might back up, though, especially since EGM here. Straight up Arcane Boots. All right.
Where's my Orchid, EGM? Where's my Orchid, huh?
Yeah.
I need to spam mana. Hannah Myers has now arrived in. It took a little bit longer because there was a bit of miss micro on the courier.
He might have considered a really greedy build like you really wanted to see from him if there was not a Quaswex Invoker on the other team.
Assad, Loader, is he going to try and rage this? There's still Doom available for Smile, but he knows it's not going to achieve anything because he won't be able to kill off Loader. With just a straight Midas to start with, like we're not looking at treads, we're not even looking at basic boots coming in for Loader until just now. This is why he loves rushing Midas. To a point where sometimes he's even just gone straight in for a glove before anything else on the lane.
Look at God, he knows there was an invis picked up. What he did is he put in, they had the wards up in time to be able to see the invis, but he's also doing a really smart thing. They're putting wards in the middle lane to be able to see Batrider and where he's at, and if there's any support coming in. Because Batrider by himself, probably not going to be able to kill the Invoker. Yeah. Unless you have a ton of stacks. However, if you have any support behind you, easiest kill of your life. So this ward, being able to see out any sort of rotations is really, really smart. They also just caught out Ake doing the same thing on the Alliance side. So they might be able to counter that up.
Oh, EGM, he really waited too long for that one. Smile just got himself a free gift. EGM was babysitting the DD room while S4 was trying to finish up one camp. Then he'll come down, pick up the DD rune, and then go back into the farming. But he wanted to get the camp out before the 7-minute mark. It would have just been easy to send the Wind Ranger up to stack.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised out of this draft from Virtus.Pro. They can't really be that aggressive. And yet at the same time, I can't help but be surprised because as time ticks on, I can only give Alliance more and more favor because this Midas is coming into play. I like every bit of gold that Lifestealer gets compared to every bit of gold that Eventual Spirit gets. I give a big advantage to everything Lifestealer has. Like he's going to use that gold way more effectively. Eventual Spirit potentially gets popped, you know. Lifestealer, not so much. They're still going to be able to output similar amount of physical damage. It's just the difference is you could lose your Vengeful Spirit very, very early on in this team fight.
Yeah. RK is really considering going in for a smoke at the moment. He's not going to force it out.
Ooh, a double damage haste rune up on Doom, and he still has his ultimate. I'm surprised he's not trying to make that rotation in the middle or something.
Smile's too scared to do this, man. The DD rune's only got another, maybe, what, 10 seconds left on it? So he just goes into the jungle and farms up. VP, they're playing a patient game right now. There's still been not a single first blood 8.5 minutes into this game. Because VP also know, if they lose this game, if they also lose this first blood, they lose the lane really, really hard, there is no coming back from this. They're out of D2CL. They'll have more time to focus on the other tournaments then. But they won't have a chance to compete for almost $125,000 worth of prize pool. And that's something they don't want to really throw away. Like even third place is a decent amount of money. Just winning this game gives you a top 4 position. And Illidan, I think he might be the first blood right now. Yeah. Troll Trap, Flame Break, bounces it back. Centaur holding the stun, actually, so they can then go into this follow-up. The Dazzle comes in, and the Shallow Grave is up. He's still in the middle of the firefight, so he's just going to die on the way out. So the first blood is in fact given over to the Silencer. Chen got the revenge kill, but now in comes Doombringer. He channels the Doom off. It's over onto the Batrider. He's trying to run away, and there's the Centaur stomp. Slowing down S4. TP's come in from Loader. Open wounds. Obviously, that has no effect on the hasted hero, but he does buy enough space for Restful to back himself up. Hello, Grace. In fact, coming in at exactly the right time, exactly the way you said it too. With the Batrider is all about the instant pop.
And that, like, Dazzle is going to be a really good support for this carry Vengeful Spirit. It's just once we have things like Force Staff up on the Batrider, he blinks in, Force Staffs the Vengeful Spirit into a bad position, and they possibly can pop him, especially with sticky Napalm. The only way Vengeful Spirit is getting out of that situation is the slow turnaround and swapping in an ally.
Yeah.
Right? That is not going to be great. But I do see, I'm beginning to see the plan, okay? Like maybe Dazzle is going to be enough to keep Silencer as well. Like those two in conjunction with each other might just be enough to keep Vengeful Spirit alive. Output a lot of good physical damage is what Vengeful Spirit is really, really good at. It's almost similar to a Drow Ranger or something like that, in that you're very, very squishy, but you output a lot of physical damage really, really quickly, thanks to the minus armor as well as the aura you get into play.
The difference is, though, the Drow Ranger really hits into that very early on.
Oh, yeah.
Where VS is a different kettle of fish. Like, Drow Ranger has a huge bonus of agility, where VS needs time. He needs farm, and then he needs tankability as well. You can't just get away with swapping in and saying, yeah, now I can dish out damage. Or I can swap someone else, stun them out, but then you find yourself in the middle of 3 different heroes. It doesn't work.
Look at top, though.
I'm watching middle lane for the moment because, okay, I have to watch top because, again, he's going to get doomed up, cursed up. In the meantime, though, they jump in middle lane, so they drag Sergey back. So Loda will go down, and, well, God goes invis. Have they got reveal? There's a sentry orb. He's just out of range. Jotun revealed him off with a quick heal. But they don't have another sentry orb, but they do get the shackle over on Jotun. One napalm stack, the bear got a first hit and tangle, and the Wind Ranger power shot will cut him in half. So Loda does still go down top lane. Where was the DPS? What was the major thing that dragged him down? Because it was a half-life when I left him.
Life Dealer?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he had last word that was going to
tower
kick into
has
play. That
fallen.
was definitely going to kill him, but really it was Vengeful Spirit swapping her ally in order to get in position for a magic missile. That was really what sealed the deal there for Loda. Loda was going down either way, but Illidan wanted to be a part of that
Dire's
kill, and now
middle
he gets a
tower is
large
under
sum of gold,
attack.
1,600 gold, is able to finish off his drums if he wants to, and possibly start building into a Yasha, and then BKB, I think, is your best damage output mixed in with survivability. Like, a Yasha is kind of needed because you do need that extra small damage item, I feel.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you kind of need that BKB.
See, I almost want to feel them going into a Desolator in this lineup.
That's
just
the
so they
other
got
option.
something to go into Loda.
Yeah,
Because he's going to be their bigger man. Like, you want to start building up some nice items. The second Loda starts raging and open woundsing, you need to make sure you got something negative on him. Like, the Wave of Terror is a nice little thing to have, but 6 armor reduction won't really be enough, I think, to really start ripping through this lineup.
Yeah, that's the other option. I think Deso is what he wants either way, but the other option is rushing a Desolator and trying to be really, really glass cannony right now. Now, she's still sitting at 1,200 health, but again, that's going to be depending on, if you don't go for that BKB, then you're depending on your Silencer and your Dazzle. But then again, at the same time, you've already been depending on them the whole entire time. Why not just go all in? You know, go all in, pick up the Desolator, farm up and clear out some of these heroes, take down some towers faster. You have a much better shot, I think, at winning this game if you go an all-in strat. I mean, Vengeful Spirit, really pick up a Vengeful Spirit carry to think, all right, guys, we're not going to fight till 45 minutes in. You know, it's just not the case. But Alliance, love the way they're matching aggression with aggression.
I also love too, I just noticed too, I was like looking at that animation, the power shot from EG, I'm like, that's unique. I know that power shot animation. It's actually from Danny Dem said. It's the Lidl.
No, the one that you voice, yes.
Yeah, the one I did the voiceover for the trailer, which I still haven't seen the trailer yet, Danny Dem. Where is the I never saw it come out. In the meantime, I'll watch Illidan die as he walks in, a lasso. He may just commit the Centaur stomps as well to ensure that kill on the Vengeful Spirit, which they do get. Now they don't have these stomps straight away. They have to wait a little bit longer. But they can definitely look up towards the tier 1 tower. There's a Haster in the bottom river. That'll come in for a Batrider. There's no lasso available, but right now, just having Firefly and Napalm is enough for Restful to be involved in this. as Doombringer munches up on one of the Centaurs, so Arky just lost one of his creeps, and there he goes. Shackle won't latch, but they already go in deep and hard, and that's going to be Loader. Doomed up, but does not care. Lifestealer gets the kill. The mech is going to be finished over on Silencer, but the people who are still alive are already at full life points. And Alliance look to take out the Tier 1 tower in top lane, and with a 5-man army, and with Doom down, they can even look to push out the Tier 2 tower, because the bottom lane's already been pushed out, and the middle lane's already been pushed out. Alliance are in a commanding position.
Yeah, and this is what I was afraid of, this early gold lead that they're going to get. I'm not convinced that a Doom and Vengeful Spirit are good enough carries to be able to fight against a gold lead. In fact, it's very much the opposite, that they are supposed to be ahead of their enemy if they actually win team fights. With Vengeful Spirit especially. That's why you see a lot, like when you see Vengeful Spirit carry, it's aggressive tri-line. Because you're such a strong laning presence, having a really, really good stun like that, 100 damage and 1.5 second stun at level 1 is huge. So being able to have that, usually you win your aggressive tri-lane, you get extra gold from there, you shut down the enemy carry, equally important, and then you turn that gold advantage into more and more team fights. But yeah, stands right now, Alliance 5,000 gold ahead, not slowing down at
Look
all.
at the static position of Arcade. Set of Blast is trying to make sure that Sergey at least stays a little bit lower in his life points while the rest of the damage is dealt. Flame Break to give them the space, but the tower goes down. They got a new Maelstrom over on the Bear, they got a Sanj over on Loader, they got EGM who is now building into the Orchid, yay! And you've already got a full mech as well as Hand of God over on Arcade. Look to the Tier 2 tower in the middle lane, and then it's just a matter of time before they feel confident enough to go up into the high ground. And more than likely, it's then just going to be one pick off will do it for them. And the BKB on Vengeful Spirit, it's not going to save him from Lasso, it's not going to save him from the Entangle, and it won't save him from the output of DPS. And S4's already ready to fight. He's got Blink Dagger ready, and he's going to find that Smoke gets revealed, Dragon back, Loader pops out, there's a quick VS swap, and the Shallow Grave will keep Silencer alive while the Global Silence trying to also control up Alliance. They're coming in deeper. There's already the Doom being triggered off. It's over on Loader, so he's back out of the fight for now, but Doom is down, Global Silence is down, Weave is down, and they expanded Infest as well as Lasso. Alliance will just come back in again for the Tier 2 tower when the creep wave arrives.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Virtus.Pro, you saw the power of them being able to interrupt the Batrider, but...
Oh, Loader. He's going on Illidan. S4's back in there, too. They're going to be careful with this Bear. It's the last one they got left, but the Shackle holding Illidan in position. That one creep that was there. Chen with the nuke. They still haven't got the kill yet. This Bear can't start new to attack. He moves back over towards the Doombringer. Now the Hand of God will trigger, so they can fight again. The Shackle on NS as well as over on Smile. Smile goes down. The jump in from the Batrider. He's trying to put the Firefly in the mix. They get another Entangle over on Jono. Remember what they came here for, though. They came here for the Tier 2 tower in the middle lane, and they haven't finished that job yet. Admiral Bulldog is down here trying to do it, and now they can look towards Roshan with Doombringer on the sideline, or they can try and fight. But God, good tornado. Up EMP just taking a little bit too long to have any kind of effect, and now they're hoping for an Entangle. One hit, couldn't reach it. 4-star up, one hit. Slows down Illidan a little bit. They're diving in deep. With the Chen nuke, the Satyr blast. He's got to keep it with him. The Shallow Graves there. There's no mana. The Satyr is out of mana. It can't get the final blast off, and the Alliance will back themselves up.
Amazingly good sustain from Virtus.Pro that they kept almost every single one of their heroes alive like that, but again, it's just they're at such a big golden disadvantage that they can't turn that sustain into anything positive for them. All they're doing is staying alive, not actively fighting up against Alliance. Every single time, like for example, the swap from Illidan, he interrupted something, he interrupted the Batrider, broke the chain, but all he really ended up doing from there is just running away. Right? It's supposed to be you swap and you immediately start attacking, but they're so far behind, he doesn't feel comfortable enough to be able to pull that out. Yes, you are seeing your greedy build.
Boom! Done. 19 minutes in, Arcane boots straight into an Orchid. Yeah. He needs, sorry, it's not actually done yet. He needs one more row. No, he doesn't. No, that's done. He just needs the courier to get back to base. I was second guessing myself, but this courier's got Lotus Yasha on it, and the courier's going to turn around to pick up that Orchid. But that's now SMY, so we get ourselves another race car Lifestealer. The quick movement speed, the quick attack, looking for the maim.
Up against a Quaswex Invoker, you want at least 2 mana boots, if not 3 or possibly even 4, depending on how dependent you are on that mana.
I see 2 right now.
Exactly. That's why you would have mana boots up on
Wind Ranger.
On Wind Ranger, just to be able to defend that. Keep that mana up through the EMP Tornado combo. Bro, they're farming together on Ancients because they're so scared.
When there's a smoke up and you've got an infested bat right, yeah, I don't blame him for being scared, man. They're hiding in the corner for now, where their tier 2 tower used to be, with 1 defensive observer ward.
It is going to be Illidan picking up a BKB. I don't think we mentioned that, but
they're gonna lose their mid. Yeah, but he's never gonna reach it.
No, he's not.
Because now Bat Rider, okay, jump out, lasso straight on Smile. Can't bring him away too far, and Loda just gives up on it. Like the Shallow Grave has been used, the Doom is down as well. On top of all of that, the Global Silence is out. And Illidan is looking for stuns, he found S4, but the Meg Charge will trigger, and now they try and turn the fight. The Bear is being cold snapped up, but Illidan's shackled towards a tree line, and Loda just opens up on him. Picks up the kill, entangle on NS, power shots through the tree line, helping to get the kill. In fact, it ended up being the creep wave that got that one, and they go in through bottom or they go in through mid. Considering mid town's already down 2/3 of its life points, mid is the easier choice right now for Alliance.
All Virtus.Pro can do is just throw down small abilities to try and hope and pray that Alliance will back off. That's their only hope right now. Vengeful Spirit's going to be up.
Do it. They have a secondary Baron. They forced up the Centaur into a double stomp. Smile will take it off their hands, but okay, Alliance, they started going in the range rack. They realized VS coming back up again, and the weave is just being used by Jotum, so they're not in the greatest position. Loda's just like, yeah! No. Back to base, Loda.
The last final taunt before you go home.
Yep. Come and get me, come and get me, come and get me.
Look how farmed up this Bear is right now.
VP doing the best choice they can. If this is Roshan right now, it is the best choice that they can do.
That's really smart decision.
Yeah. It's the only decision they can make. They saw Loda sent back to base. They know he's not out there on the front line just hovering around. But also at the same time, I'm watching Alliance shift. And in this corner, especially this tight into the corner, it's real trouble for Flame Breaks.
It is, and they know bottom
and there it is.
Middle, there should be heroes.
Flame Breaks coming in. Oh, it's actually deeper inside the pit, but they do see what's happening. But they're going to be too late. S4! He jumps in! Roshan killed with the Dire side. Vengeful Spirit pick up the Aegis. The Shackle will fly in, but it's already too late. Loda, he got doomed up. They swap him back in again, and then into a Centaur stomp. They get themselves 2 kills here.
Silly play. Silly play from Alliance. That just gave Virtus.Pro some glimmer of hope. Because not only do they have the Aegis, now they have the capability to be able to push in to a middle tier 1 tower and gold back. Gold that they really need. They're so far behind right now. There's a 14,000 gold lead right now. And it's now dipped down to almost 12,000.
Nice shackle in mid. Bat Rider's up in 3 seconds time, but the Bear's coming in. Got an entangle on Smile. They force him up and Shallow Grave. The Centaur's trying to get in range for a stomp, while the Hellbear clamps up on NS. The Centaur's in range now. He'll get the follow-up stun. They lasso and drag the Doombringer back in. It's entangled and killed off, while the Doombringer shackled to his own range creep. They move over towards Illidan. It is just crocodile tears from Alliance. You thought they were giving him a chance. The Aegis heal will trigger. They'll have to turn around and keep fighting on this one. At the same time, Dazzle, he managed to get back to base. Illidan, a quick shackle, but 3 heroes down, and this will now be a straight push up the middle lane. No buybacks were required in the winning of that engagement from Alliance.
Hey, who needs Loda? Who needs Loda? Admiral Bulldog? I mean, I was mentioning earlier, he's really farmed too. He's just as much as a carry right now as Loda is.
Yeah, it's just like our Slark game.
Dire's middle
it really is. So, easy set of racks. Alliance just going to be able to back off if they want to, but I think they could honestly go for
They want to go bottom.
Yeah.
They want to go bottom. They can just force the double racks out right now. Like, Loda's back in the fight with the plate mail on top of him. You've got Alastu off cooldown, 8 seconds time. You've got Chen still with Hand of God available as well. And well, Doom has Doom, it doesn't even matter.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Really just doesn't matter at all. And the Bear, it's brought the range racks down. down to half of his life points, and it just keeps going. That bear, it just doesn't fear anything. They're backing up trying to use this bear as bait, so then they can force staff in the Centaur. Blink Lasso, they got Illidan. This is the big kill. They do at least have a good EMP tornado going off right now, but the Mega's already had its effects. Where is its hand of God? He's got the mana for it, but they want to get back up towards the high ground and have Lifestealer have that Doom off him. So they can just reinsert, don't waste the abilities. The power shots are not making it easy for Illidan to stay on these front lines. They also burn through a bear then.
Dire's top tower
Vengeful Spirit, that was the first thing he did, is start targeting the bear after the swap. It was a smart idea.
Well, it worked even better because the EMP.
Because the EMP, right.
Yeah.
But if that EMP had not hit Admiral Bulldog, they probably would have got wrecked because the second bear would have come out, and then Alliance just could have turned and fought.
Your Arcane Boot's gone. New bear is up, and Alliance will come back in again. Even now there's a Mjolnir. A Maelstrom, sorry, over on the Wind Ranger. And with Focus Fire, EGM, one of the few people, even as a support, it's worth putting one level up in their Focus Fire, but he refuses. Power shots into NS, brings it down. There's another good EMP tornado. These creeps of Chen just don't have anything to play around with, but Loda moves up with the bear. Shackles will fly. He's trying to keep NS down to 5, but Illidan, he swaps himself into it. The bear trying to bring him down. They didn't finish the job on Illidan. The Entangle is there. That'll allow them to do the job. NS, double kill for EGM. Kill securing. The Shackle flies up. 2 heroes left. This is GG. This is GG. Alliance, it took them a little bit longer than most people would have bet on. But they do still end up winning this best of 5 series, 3-1. And Alliance have set themselves up a semi-final date with Na'Vi for the D2CL.
Very impressive. Alliance, they kind of stumbled in game 2, and I think Virtus.Pro are showing signs of taking that next step as a team. But honestly, it's Alliance.